Hi guys, I have another Copic colouring and card tutorial for you today. We are going to colour this Miss Lilly Tea by Little Blue Button Stamps. But first I thought I kind of give you a couple of pointers when it comes to picking colours and colouring with Copics. One of the things is that before you start colouring, you might want to make a swatch paper. When you make the swatch paper, make sure that it is on the same sort of paper that you will end up coloring on, because Copics will work differently on different papers. I use a high quality Copic paper. Mine specifically is Make It Color, but you can get different ones like Express It, Nina Solar White. It all depends on how you color and which papers you feel more comfortable in. Some papers will lend to a deeper blending and others will blend easier, but you can't layer as much. So you have to figure that out yourself. But you want to use the same paper for swatching as you do for your end image you're gonna color on. And another thing, how to pick colors. I usually work together with a pattern paper. In this case, it's from this paper pad, which is one of my favorite paper pads. I've used it a lot. And I pick out the colors that actually are in the design. So this is my swatch. And when you work in the design, it might be that you have colors missing, sort of. For example, I can't really pick out a tea color and I want to actually color the tea. So I use a earth tone because the earth tones usually work with all colors. And for whites or grays, you use different grays, which also pretty much work with any colors. So those two you can always add to your swatch. And I urge you to mix and match and have some fun. For example, up here I have a color that actually isn't the full series. I added an RV55 in between my RV60s and it actually turned out pretty good. So mix and match and play with your colors because that's fun. But let's start coloring. now cut her all out and we are going to put a card together. So I've chosen a couple of cardstock that matches with the paper, and we're starting off making the card base. I'm gonna make a standard size A2 card base. So again, it's just 5.5 by 8.5, and score that to at 4.25. Then we're going to do our first matte layer, and we're going to do that with about 1/8 of a border, so 5.25 by 4. And then we're taking our pattern paper and we're going to do that to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. We also are going to make a sentiment, so I'm going to take this little strip of paper, I'm going to cut it down to start out with 3 7/8, but just to have right size. Then we're going to cut it down to 7/8 wide. So that's going to be our sentiment strip. We're going to do the sentiment strip. We are using a sentiment from this flower friend for a friend there. I want to use VersaFine Onyx Black for a black and sharp sentiment. And then I'm going to put, I think I'm going to put it actually on this end. No, here. Put it here. That are stamped sentiment. Now we can put the rest of the card together. Start by layering all our papers. See, I want it to be this way, so that. Now we are going to put her back there, but we are going to ground her first, and I'm going to ground her with just a piece of ribbon, so I shouldn't have put this down. It's good that if you don't press too hard with the glue, you can actually pick it to pieces if you try carefully. So we're gonna put her about there. So I'm gonna put the ribbon there. And as I already have put some tape runner on the back side, I can just flip them back. Then I'm gonna just cut them off. Like that. Add some new tape. Again. Like that. Also, I'm going to put this little bow that I pre-made because it's fiddly. I used my Ultimate Pro from Crafter's Companion to make this bow, but you can use basically any kind of bow maker. Put a glue dot on that on the back side. Put the bow down here. And I'm going to put some double-sided foams on her. Just add a few here and there, and then we're gonna put her over here. Then we only have this sentiment left that we're gonna put there, so we cut it down a bit, we flag the end, and put some foam on the back, and then we put our little sentiment down here, And for some added touch, we are going to put some little pearls onto that, and we're going to use they don't want to play with that. 1, 2, and 3. That. And that is our card today. I hope you liked it. If you do, please thumbs it up. It means a lot to me. If you want to see more cards like this and aren't subscribed, push the subscribe button down there. And if you have any questions or comments, please comment down below. And I'll see you later. Bye!